One anime I'm really enjoying at the moment is Witchwatch. It's funny, hilariously funny, especially the episodes from like 2 weeks ago where Nico and the other dude tried doing YouTube and was putting the most lackluster effort into their videos while expecting to go viral. And from someone who puts these videos together, I wish it was that easy, so I thought it was pretty funny. And on top of that, the animation is lively, colorful, it has a feel-good aesthetic to it, and it's charming, especially Nico. You can't help but love her character. She always has a bright smile, full of life, personality, and very clumsy, but in the cutest way possible. And her having a crush on Morihito, the ogre dude, you kind of want to be like Kanshi and be the wingman to help bring and see that relationship through. But of course, in typical girls aren't allowed to be in love in anime, this is problematic to some, as in this is a drawback to her character rather than something to be admired. Nico might turn into Witchwatch's biggest weakness.
Oh, not again.
Nico has potential to be more than just a likable character in Witchwatch. Witchwatch has no enemies, and why would there be any? The anime has been nothing but full of joy. From the character interactions to the chaos, every episode is a mix of magic, misadventures, and Nico's love for Morihito. There's not much to complain about, but nothing sticks with you either. It's difficult to pinpoint a single moment from the 8 episodes so far that was memorable beyond the episode's duration. Okay, so I would understand where this journalist is coming from if Witchwatch was the only anime of this season. But the cool thing about anime is the variety each season provides. I don't need every show to be life-changing, making me go through an existential crisis like, what is life? Or the only thing to fear, it's fear itself.
I'm not afraid anymore!
I love what Witchwatch has to offer. When I say this is a feel-good show, it gives me full escapism. I could be having a bad day, but when I put this anime on, my mood immediately changes. A lot of what these people underestimate is replay value, and Witchwatch captures that well for me. It reminds me of Tenchi Muyo Ryoki in that way because that's an anime I revisit like once a year. I'm not saying they're the same or better or worse. I'm saying they both had that replay value where it's just fun to watch that some of the deepest existential shows don't necessarily have because they're so emotionally investing, but each type of show has their own value of what they bring. Witchwatch might not be a typical shonen, but Nico still needs to do better. What did I say in my recent video when it comes to shonen and the girls in love with the main character? This is something they hate. Don't attack the messenger, it's just a pattern that's easy for me to see. For now, Nico is somewhat simplistic. Her defining qualities are how she has worked hard to be a witch and her love for Morihito. The former aspect sometimes gets overshadowed by her love for Moi, that's her nickname for Morihito, which is a shame. She needs to be developed better to justify her presence as the protagonist. If you've seen some of my videos, you already heard me speak on how these types I've noticed view women who have a crush or fall in love with the man as being underdeveloped, like that's a flaw they must overcome, but it's just something I noticed. In the first episode, Nico chose to use her magic despite Moi telling her to keep it a secret. She took a stand for herself, and her love for Moi doesn't blind her judgments or affect her decisions much. They made it sound like she was holding signs protesting or something. It's not that serious. That's the best part about her character, of course. She needs to have much more scenes that highlight her passion for magic and her own thoughts and opinions. In other words,
Put a chicken in and make her name it gay!
you know, they made it sound like him telling her to keep her magic a secret was him trying to oppress her or put shackles on her, when he just wanted the best for her because he assumed that if the other students or people find out she's a witch, she won't gain any friends because of what she went through in her childhood. So his motivation comes from a caring, heartfelt position. But lo and behold, when she decides to do magic anyway, a lot of the time she causes more problems than the one she was trying to solve, which is hilarious in how these scenarios occur. Like when in class she tried to help him with something without him noticing. I forgot exactly what it was, but she accidentally made his head big as shit. And with his emotionless expression, I remember just cracking up in my seat watching that. It reminded me of when me and my brother used to play Turok and had the cheat codes to make the enemies' heads big as shit, disproportionate to their body. Like I used to die playing that game with that mode on, so that took me back. And then when she created that whirlwind, I think for the students to have fun, then that car got swept up in it and he had to use his ogre powers to save it. But even through that, when he realized she was gaining friends regardless regardless of her witch powers becoming known, he was glad and relieved. It didn't come from a tyrannical place, but as I said, a heartfelt one. And he realized that showing his powers didn't cause him to lose favor with the students, so quite the opposite. The way things are right now, Nico's feelings for Moi overpower the rest of her characterization. See, a woman's love is a hindrance. She has some great moments with other characters, but they're mostly limited to comedy. I could have sworn this is a comedy. At least I thought it was. I could be wrong. All we need to see is more of her magic, even though all it does is create more trouble. Nico has great potential to be an interesting protagonist, and there's a long way ahead in that respect. She has a strong sense of values, and we need to see more of her resolute self. However, if things progress at the same pace, her characterization will get boring, turning her into the biggest weakness of Witchwatch. Damn. Look, even if someone finds this boring for a character to be, if you want a woman action hero, there's no shortage of anime to watch, new and old. Or if not action, you have Apothecary Diaries currently. I keep saying this, the beauty and success of anime is its variety. When I want a feel good, need a good laugh, I can put Witchwatch on. When I need a good mystery, whodunit, I can put on Apothecary Diaries or Undead Murder Farce. When I want a deep philosophical breakdown of life, I have Orb Movements Around the Earth. When I want a revenge plot, character goes through a metamorphosis, Vinland Saga is where to go. I don't want every show to be the same, and I don't want every character to be the same. Variety is what keeps things refreshing. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Nico is a fun, lovable character to watch, and I hope they don't change that for the sake of journalists who want to see nothing but girl bosses. And if you haven't already, check out my music on Spotify, links in the description. If you love those Samurai Champloo, lo-fi mellow boom bap vibes, then my music is definitely for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think, peace.